Beaver Dam, Wisconsin.
Friend High School in Palatine, Illinois. DailyDodge.com presents Beaver Dam Golden Beaver girls basketball. This afternoon, the Golden Beavers get set to take on the Wildkits of Evanston, Illinois in the prestigious Chicagoland Invitational. Hi again, everybody. Mike Tronson with you at the gym. Anthony Kinsey is my engineer and videographer for today's game. And this broadcast here on DailyDodge.com is brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, and Pine Hills Trucking and Custom Farm Work. Welcome into the broadcast, everyone. Glad to have you tuned in on this Saturday afternoon. Well, the calendar says Christmas is still 2.5 weeks away. But, folks, we have an early Christmas present for you today. This should be a dandy as Beaver Dam gets set to take on Evanston, Illinois, two of the top teams in their respective states. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Beaver Dam coming in at 4-0 on the season. Of course, the three-time defending Division II state champs in the state of Wisconsin. Beaver Dam is ranked number 1 in the current Division II survey. Meanwhile, Evanston is 4-0, just like the Golden Beavers. And they are one of the top-ranked teams in Class 4A in the state of Illinois. This Evanston team features several players that have either committed or are getting looks from different colleges, much like Beaver Dam. This Wildkits team, coached by Brittany Johnson, features a Division I recruit in Ambria Gentle, a 6'3" senior center. She's already committed to Southeast Missouri State. Kayla Henning is a 5'8" senior guard. She's getting some Division I looks. Lola Lesman, a 6' sophomore guard, getting some college looks already. And so is Jayla Turchin. She's a 5'11" guard, and she's a senior, and she is getting some Division I looks. So this is a team much like Beaver Dam that is very loaded, and they're quick, they're athletic. Where have you heard that before? Oh yeah, the Golden Beavers. So you could almost say maybe that it's kind of like looking in the mirror if you're Beaver Dam. This is going to be a tough test, no doubt, for Beaver Dam. And as we look a little closer at the numbers, Beaver Dam coming into this game scoring 72 points per game this season and allowing 38 points per game. Meanwhile, for Evanston, they score about 58 points a game. They allow just 28 points per contest. And Evanston last night knocked off Glenbrook North 61-27. Meanwhile, Beaver Dam last night with a dominating performance at home against Portage. The Golden Beavers beating the Warriors 87-10. That game was 58-3 Beaver Dam at half, and the Golden Beavers never were threatened in that one. To set up this showdown today, 4-0 versus 4-0. So that is our matchup. We are excited about it, and we're just a few minutes away from the tip of this game. And I was able to chat earlier today with Beaver Dam head coach Tim Chase. I'm going to see if I can get that interview queued up for you right now, and we'll play it for you. Hang on one second here. We're having some technical difficulties today. All right, here's that interview with Tim Chase now. Welcome back inside the gym. Mike Tronson standing by with Tim Chase, head coach of Beaver Dam. Coach, great to see you again. And last night, a dominating performance on both sides of the ball. I know Portage has struggled quite a bit. but it was a complete effort, really, both offensively and defensively. What was most pleasing to you about the effort last night?
Just the fact that we kind of brought it every single second last night. We didn't start out necessarily great offensively, but we kept things going on the defensive end. Finally got some shots knocked down and kind of continued that into the second half with every one of our kids last night.
As you and I touched on in the postgame last night, everybody on the roster got playing time last night, and that's never a bad thing. How valuable is that, especially for some of these girls that are still trying to learn new roles?
Well, a couple things that's important for. One is it gets those kids some confidence to be out in a game and that thing. And the other thing, it lets them know when they get back to practice some of the things that they've got to work on to improve the next time they get those opportunities.
Well, and it allowed you to keep your players fresh for the game today, which is less than 24 hours later. I'm assuming you had a shoot around this morning. How did that go?
Yeah, good. Kids came in at 9. We drove down here. We're watching a really good game right now, Montini Catholic and Maine West. And, so there's some good basketball here to be seen. So that's why we're down here a little early. A lot of college coaches in the stands today. So, kids are excited for this opportunity. I mean, we've got a lot to prove. This is a new group, the 2019-2020 team, and we've got a lot to prove this year.
This is your third consecutive year invited to this event. It's been a really nice event for you. Talk a little bit about what it has meant to be on the schedule and to be able to come here every year.
Well, the thing is, you have to be invited to come to these kind of things. So the fact that we've been invited and then get asked back says a lot, and just the continuity of our program that we've been asked to come back multiple years. It's just a great atmosphere in the gym. Like I said, you see all the college coaches. They got their own little section set off in the middle of the bleachers where just college coaches sit. So it's a pretty neat event. So for us to have this opportunity to play against some really the best teams in Illinois, I know it's just something that you look forward to having that chance, because a lot of teams don't ever get a chance like we have today.
This is your third different opponent in the 3 years that you've been here. Do you have any input into who you play, or do you even care who you play?
We just like to keep it new. Bennett just got done playing. We played last year. Right now, Maine West is playing. So you like to play somebody new a little bit, just to get a different feel. And it's a different scout, obviously. Evanston's a really different kind of team, very physical, very strong team, thought of very well this year. One of the teams that's a favorite to do some special themes in their state this year. So it's going to be a tough ball game for us today.
Well, we tend to label these as really big games, but your girls have played so many big games. Does a matchup like this even faze them anymore?
They get excited for it. I don't know if phase is really the right thing. They understand what's out here and that they've got to come and play. They also want to be pushed and find out what they've got to do to get better. So I think that's the thing. These are opportunities. That's what you got to look at today. It's an opportunity to learn what you need to do better. If we play well and we show that, great. That shows what we're doing is right. And if we're not doing some things well, then we get to learn from those mistakes that we're making.
Let's talk about your opponent today, and that is Evanston, Illinois. And they're one of the top teams in Class 4A in the state of Illinois. I'm sure you've done some scouting. What do you see from this team?
They're big, they're fast, they're skilled. The fact that they took Maine West to overtime last year in the tournament and they pretty much have everybody returning, says a lot about their team. So they are a talented team. They get it rolling sometimes, and we've got to make sure they don't go on their big runs. Like I said, they're tough to score on inside because of their size, both physically and tall, height-wise. Their guards put a lot of pressure on you. They got kids that can step inside, outside. So it's just a team that has a lot of good parts to their team, and it's going to be a good challenge for us today.
Anybody in particular that you got to stop?
54 is quite an interesting player, Kaylin Tershin. She just is a physical guard who goes inside, goes outside. Just a complete player. She was their leading scorer last year. It's kind of their heart and soul of their team. They got a couple kids over 6 foot that are pretty thick, good point guard play. It's going to really be certain kids that we've got to make sure we eliminate their attempts and really try to keep those kids quiet today.
And there you have it. Those are some comments from Tim Chase, the head coach of Beaver Dam. I had a chance to chat with him before our broadcast today. We're just minutes away from tip-off of this game here at the Chicagoland Invitational. It's the Golden Beavers taking on the Wildkits of Evanston Township High School in Evanston, Illinois. And right now we'll give you the starting lineups for today's game. And let's start with the Wildkits, who are coached by Brittany Johnson, and they come in with a perfect 4-0 record. And the guards are Kayla Henning, a 5'8" senior, along with Lola Lesmond, a sophomore at 6 feet tall. Also at guard, Jayla Turchin, a 5'11" senior, and Rochelle Olatubasan, and she is a 5'7" junior. Rounding out the starting five for the Wildkits, At center is Ambria Gentle, 6'3" senior. So again, for Evanston, it is Kayla Henning, Lola Lesman, Jayla Turchin, Rochelle Olatubasan, and Ambria Gentle, your starting five. Now for Beaver Dam, a familiar starting five for the Golden Beavers, coached by Tim Chase. They are also 4-0. The guards, Natalie Jens, 5'7" junior, along with Jada Donaldson, 5'6" senior, and Maddie Wilkie, 5'10" and a junior. And a guard/forward, Carly Burkhart, 5'8" senior, and rounding out the starting five for Beaver Dam is Paige Hodgson, 6'3" junior. So again, for the Golden Beavers, it is Natalie Jens, Jada Donaldson, Maddie Wilkie, Carly Burkhart, and Paige Hodgson. And as you can see through the video screen, the Golden Beavers today wearing green jerseys and shorts with yellow numbers and yellow and white trim. Meanwhile, for the Wildkits of Evanston, Illinois, white jerseys and shorts. They've got blue numbers and blue and orange trim. And of course, we are situated here at the end of the court at William Fremd High School. And so in the first half of play today, Beaver Dam comes towards this near end of the floor, and Evanston will go away from me towards the far end. They'll switch it up after halftime. And again, I don't know if you heard the pregame interview with head coach Tim Chase, but here in Illinois, they do what we used to do back in Wisconsin, and that is they play 4 8-minute quarters, not the 2 18-minute halves. So the first quarter is about to get underway. Ambria Gentle will jump it at center for Evanston against Paige Hodgson. There's the whistle. We are ready for basketball at Fremd High School, the Chicagoland Invitational, and Beaver Dam wins the tap, and Carly Burkhart's going to bring it into the front court and give it to Jada Donaldson. This game is underway. Man-to-man defense for Evanston. Here's Natalie Jens bobbling a pass, and it goes right into the Wildkits bench and out of bounds, so an early turnover on the part of Beaver Dam. And just like that, Evanston gets the ball. We are 10 seconds in. And full-court pressure causes a turnover as Burkhart comes up with a steal. Gives it to Jen. She'll pop a three, and it is good! 3-0 in favor of the Golden Beavers on a triple by Natalie Jen. She's averaging 11.3 a game this year, and she buries it from the right wing side. Good start for Beaver Dam after the turnover. And now the Wildkits go to work. This is Gentle sending it up top. Pass is taken by Kayla Henning. She'll back up between the rings. Beaver Dam in man-to-man defense, and Jada Donaldson's guarding Kayla Henning. There's a nice article I saw online about Kayla Henning. I'll talk about that. Nice pass underneath, and Gentle missed the layup, but she got her a rebound, missed the second putback attempt as Hodgson flustered her, and Donaldson comes away with a second miss. So a couple of looks for Gentle. She can't finish. Now here's Jens, another three, right corner. Bullseye! And Natalie Jens is off to a hot start. A couple of threes. It's 6-0 in favor of the Golden Beavers, and we're just a little over a minute into the first quarter of play. Here comes Olatubasan. She's double-teamed high on the left. Bounce pass, gives it to Henning. Henning driving to the top of the key. Hesitation, now one-hands it up. It's off the rim, no good, and it's out of bounds, and it'll go back to Beaver Dam. But a solid start for Natalie Jens with a couple of threes. Beaver Dam has the early 6-0 lead and possession. We are a minute and 23 seconds into the contest. Donaldson working it to the right corner for Wilkie. Wilkie thought about a three, didn't take it. Now she takes up. She traveled. Traveling violation on Wilkie. Another turnover for Beaver Dam. And that'll give it back to Evanston with a minute and a half gone here in this first period of play. This is Turchin inbounding. Henning has it in the backcourt. And guess who's there to greet her? That's Jada Donaldson. Up the right wing side, Henning gets it across the timeline. Now off a screen, Henning working it to the left elbow and hands it off. Olatubasan right back to Turchin. Now they go right corner. Lob pass, Henning takes it down in the corner. Henning puts the ball above her head, post feed. Nice pass, and a layup is good for Gentle. Nice post feed. And Gentle gets the Wildkits on the board. They're down 4, 6-2. 2 minutes, 10 seconds gone by here in the opening quarter of play. Knew I was going to do that today. Here's Donaldson with a jumper inside the bubble. That's no good, and the defensive rebound is pulled down by Lesman. She's double-teamed, but a bounce pass gets it to Turchin. Turchin will lead the charge ahead. Nice behind-the-back dribble. And off a screen, she'll step back, and she'll pop the three and hit it. Jayla Turchin with a step-back three. And it is now a one-point game. Beaver Dam 6, Evanston 5, 5:25 and counting left to go in this first quarter of play. Here's Donaldson, top of the silo. One hands it to Burkhardt for three in the right corner. Off the rim, it's no good. And on the rebound, looks like we're going to get a foul on Jens over the back on Turchin. And so Natalie Jens picks up her first personal. That's the team's first. 5:19 remaining in the first quarter. Full court pressure again by Beaver Dam as they nurse a 1-point lead, 6-5. All right, this is Lesman backing out. Oh, beg your pardon, Ola Tubasan. She's going to go in for a layup, and she just blew past the defense and goes in to give Evanston the lead. 7-6, Wildkits on top of the Golden Beavers, 4:48 to go, first quarter. Now Wilkie driving right side, and she goes in, missed the shot, but she got fouled. A block is going to be called on Ola Tubasan, who kind of gave the referee a funny look, but hey, Maddie Wilkie getting rewarded for being aggressive, attacking the basket, and she gets an all-expenses-paid trip to the free throw line to try and give Beaver Dam the lead once again. First free throw is up, and it is good. One more free throw coming up for Maddie. Second one is good. So she gets them both. And now 8-7 in favor of Beaver Dam. The scoreboard a little slow to put that up. Ola Tubasan, air ball in that jump shot, but an offensive rebound. Lesman kicks it up, and I go around the horn to Henning on the high left side. Henning into the paint. Lob pass way too tall for Lesman, and that one goes out of bounds, and a turnover will give it back to Beaver Dam. So we have 4:33 remaining in the opening quarter of play. An 8-7 Beaver Dam lead. Golden Beavers with possession. And Wilkie works the high right side, cross-court feed to Jada Donaldson. Donaldson now backs up near the center circle on the drive, flips it off to Natalie Jens. Back to Wilkie on the left wing. Over to Donaldson as they play catch. Donaldson worked on by Ola Tubasan. Donaldson kicks it out. Deep three for Wilkie. Yes! Maddie Wilkie on the right side hits a deep three. And it's 11-7 in favor of the Golden Beavers. 5 points now for Maddie, the three and a couple of free throws. And now we've got a whistle, and let's see, we got a foul on the Golden Beavers, the second of the afternoon. It's going to go on Wilkie. So that'll be her first. And this is Turchin to inbound. Lob pass in, taken by Henning in the backcourt. So a 4-point Beaver Dam lead, and a post feed intended for Gentle. Overshot her, did Ola Tubasan, and it goes out of bounds, and Beaver Dam has possession once more. So Donaldson will give it to Wilkie, and right back to Jada, who will trot leisurely up the floor, and right through the center circle she comes. Works to the high right side. Donaldson goes cross-court. Wilkie, three on the way. It is good. She got another one. And a timeout by Evanston with 3:27 to go in the first quarter of play. It is now 14-7 in favor of Beaver Dam. And today's game again brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance agent, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, and Pine Hills Trucking and Custom Farm Work. This time out brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. Maddie Wilkie with a pair of threes already in this game. She had 5 3-pointers in the game last night against Portage. She scored a game-high 21 in that win. And Beaver Dam with 4 3-pointers already because Jens also has 2. And right now, doubling up, the Wildkits are the Golden Beavers, who lead 14-7, but Evanston has possession, and here's Henning. Out on the right elbow, to the top of the key, Turchin swings it around. Ola Tubasan, there's a lob pass into the left block, and that's Gentle that grabs it and puts it high up and in. So Ambria Gentle now with 4. That closes the gap. 14-9 in favor of Beaver Dam. And now Jen's driving, missed the layup, hit the underside of the rim, and Gentle clears the glass. Back the other way, Henning. Out to Turchin for a three, and it is short off the front of the rim. And Jens gets that rebound and rips it away from two Wildkit players, and a foul's going to be called. Let's see who it's on. I think it's going to go on Gentle. Yeah, that's who's going to pick it up. So the personal on Gentle, and that evens up the team fouls at 2 apiece as we have subs coming in. In for Beaver Dam is Paige Yagodinsky, 5'11 junior. I think we had a sub come in for Evanston as well, or maybe not. No, I guess we did. No, we did. Ariel Logan, 5'8" senior, checked on. Anyways, here's Donaldson in the paint. Nice backdoor pass to Burkhardt, who missed the layup. It bounced off the rim, and the rebound for Logan, who just checked in. Oh, my goodness. That was going down, and it popped out. Here's another post feed. Gentle, right side in for the layup. And Gentle's got 6, and now a timeout called by Beaver Dam. Tim Chase is not happy, as we have 2 minutes and change left to go in the first quarter. It is 14-11 in favor of Beaver Dam. This timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. Mentioned that Ambria Gentle has committed to Southeast Missouri State. And a couple other players on this Evanston team also getting some Division I college looks. Kayla Henning, she averages about 10 points a game. Lola Lesmond also averaging around 10 points a game. I'm imagining that Gentle's probably at least in that same vicinity, if not more. We didn't have any stats provided to us for the Wildkits. I did talk to their coaching staff. They were very nice and gave me a little bit of information on this team. Beaver Dam back the other way with Donaldson spinning to the free throw line. Now whips it out to Yagodinsky for 3. Good for Yagodinsky. And the threes keep raining down. That's the 5th triple of the first quarter. And it's now 17-11 Golden Beavers. And a carrying violation on Henning. I was talking about Henning earlier because I mentioned I saw a nice article online about Kayla Henning. She had a major injury after her sophomore season that they weren't sure if she was going to be able to come back and be the same player that she was, but she's rehabbed and she's been back. She's a senior now. And here's Wilkie for 3. Yes! Wow! Maddie Wilkie with her 3rd triple, the 6th of the quarter, and it's 20-11 as Beaver Dam is just on fire from long range. Picking right up where they left off in the game against Portage last night. Down to 1:19 to go in this first quarter, and there is a foul going to be called on Jens Olatubasan driving left baseline, and Jens will get whistled for the foul. 3rd team foul of the quarter. Yeah, 6 triples now. 3 by Wilkie, 2 by Jens, 1 by Yagodinsky. And the first free throw is no good. Still 20-11 at this point. One more free throw coming up for the 5'7" junior. Next one's on the way. Off the rim, no good. They fight for the rebound. Wilkie grabs the defensive board and throws it to Donaldson. Donaldson out to Layla Ashley, who had just checked in, and she threw it behind Wilkie. Wilkie broke the, well, a little miscommunication because Wilkie broke towards the basket. The pass was behind her, and that goes out of bounds. It'll be Evanston with possession. Wildkits will have it, but they trail right now 20-11 with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Henning, double team near the timeline, whips it into the paint. There's Gentle, and she was able to catch the lob and go in for another layup. That's 8 points now for Ambria Gentle, 20-13, as the Wildkits are within 7. 38 seconds and counting left there. Here's a 3 from the top of the key. It is no good. Ashley fighting for the rebound off the miss by Yagodinsky, and Henning actually came out of the scrum with it. She'll bring it ahead. Right inside the center circle, here's Kayla Henning trying to get away from Jada Donaldson. Easier said than done. Henning. Pass now, actually that's Logan rather, and a foul as Logan was driving down Wisconsin Avenue. This one's going to go on, is it Ashley? I believe Ashley picked that up. They're not putting the individual fouls on the scoreboard here, and I'm having trouble seeing the scoreboard anyways because there are banners that block part of the clock. So if I get the time wrong, I apologize. 8 seconds and counting left in the half. I can see that. And this is a steal by Donaldson. 1 second, throws it up, off the glass, no good, and that's the end of the first quarter of play here at William Fremd High School in Palatine. And at the end of one, we've got a 7-point game. It's Beaver Dam 20 and Evanston 13. Let's take a break, and we're back after this on dailydodge.com. Beaver Dam leading Evanston 20-13. Beaver Dam raining down threes in the first quarter tonight. Let's see if they can keep it up as we begin the second stanza. Wildkits have it, down by 7. Ola Tubasin calling out instructions and now sends it to Lola Lesman. There's that post lob. They like it to Gentle. She missed the layup, a little bit short. Got her own rebound, put back. Not going to miss the second time. So that's 10 points already in the game for Gentle. 20-15 as the gap now closing a little bit. And there's a nice pass to Hodgson, who was wide open on the left side for an easy 2. 22-15, Beaver Dam ups the lead back to 7. Yeah, that post feed, it's no secret what. And there's Ola Tubasin with another nice drive right past the defender and score. She's got 4. 22-17 now. Beaver Dam up by 5 and with possession. But yeah, it's no secret on that end that more often than not they're going to work it in to Gentle. They're going to exploit that until Beaver Dam shows they can stop it. Nice drive by Donaldson. Layup no good off the rim. And Henning the defensive rebound for the Wildcats. One-hand baseball pass ahead. There's Gentle, and it's another layup for Gentle. 22-19, and timeout Beaver Dam, and Tim Chase not too happy as he calls timeout with just under 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining until intermission. Right now it's 22-19. Beaver Dam's lead on Evanston is at 3, and this timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. Today's game also brought to you by Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance agent, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, Pine Hills Trucking, and Custom Farm Work. Now, you heard Tim Chase talk about it in the pregame chat, and he said this team is very athletic, very quick. We're certainly seeing some of the quickness of this Wildkits team. Ola Tubasin comes to mind right away because the 2 baskets, she's had some nice drives and beating the defenders off the dribble to go in for a couple of nice baskets. And, of course, then, he mentioned the height of this team. And Gentle, 6'3" tall, and she's really doing a lot of damage right now down in the post. And Beaver Dam has to try and shore that up and find a way to stop her or deny those passes if they can. Here is Wilkie now. Traveling violation on Wilkie, who was being hassled by Henning. And so this is going to be Evanston basketball off the turnover. And right now it's a one-possession game. Beaver Dam 22, Evanston 19. 6:18 and counting left until intermission. Henning driving against Donaldson. Right side she goes. Inside the arc. Sends it to Turchin. Turchin off the screen, looking into the post. There's Gentle, puts it up off the rim. No. But she's fouled, and again, they go right back to that same old, and it's working. I mean, it's working. So Gentle will go to the line. That's a foul on Paige Hodgson. That's the 5th team foul of the half on the Golden Beavers, and the first free throw is up, and it is good for Ambria Gentle. Gentle now with 13 points already. Another one's on the way. In and out, no good. Hodgson, the defensive rebound. And she'll give it to Donaldson. So a 2-point game, 22-20. Beaver Dam leads by a deuce. Wilkie to Hodgson inside the free throw line. Out to Burkhart. Burkhart sends it left side. Jens on the elbow. 3, it's off the mark. I don't know if it was partially tipped or not, but it goes out of bounds. And, well, it was partially tipped because one of the officials was going to give the ball to Evanston. The other one came racing in and said, nope, that was deflected. So, for once, my eyesight was pretty good. Beaver Dam keeps possession. Donaldson throws in Wilkie. Deep 3 left side. Yes! I mean, is she feeling it or what? Maddie Wilkie with her 4th three-point basket, her 9th in the last game and a half. But she didn't even play the second half last night, so she did 5 3-pointers in the first half last night. And there's Gentle again to make it 25-22. Here's Hodgson now for 3. Off the back iron, it's no good. Turchin the rebound. One hands it to the right side for Henning. Henning going in, floats one up and banks it home. Kayla Henning scores. That's her first bucket. 25-24. We got a 1-point game, folks. Boy, this is exciting. With 5:06 to go until intermission. Beaver Dam up by 1. Nice pass underneath Burkhart. Missed the layup off the rim, and the rebound, Ola Tubasin. Races ahead. Left side. Carried the basketball as she tried to take off and attack the basket. Oh, my goodness. End-to-end action. We are down to about a minute and 43 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Beaver Dam clinging to a 27-26 lead over Evanston, Illinois. What an entertaining first half this has been. And really we expected that coming into this. I mean, 2 really, really good teams. I mean, everybody that's here in this tournament is good. I mean, you're not invited to this showcase here in Chicago. You've got to be pretty good to get the invite. Deep 3, Wilkie. Got another one! Maddie Wilkie, is there nothing she can't do? She's got 5 more 3-pointers in the first half today. That's 10 now since last night. As the ball's knocked out, and a turnover actually with about a minute left. 30-26. Beaver Dam's up by 4. You know, we're talking to Tim Chase last night, and one of the things he was talking about in our chats was the fact that even though Beaver Dam had won all of its games early in the season, he wasn't real happy with their shooting percentage. He says offensively they weren't really firing on all cylinders. Well, from three-point land, Maddie Wilkie is firing from all cylinders. Really the whole team has been the last couple of days. There's a turnover on the part of the Golden Beavers with 52.6 seconds remaining until the break. But yeah, they, boy, I tell you, Maddie Wilkie, she didn't play at all in the second half last night, didn't have to. She had 5 3-pointers before the break, and she's got 5 more here this afternoon. A couple of them have been from the hot dog stand. I mean, you're talking deep, deep threes. Turchin down the lane, floats one up and in right through the Beaver Dam defense. She's got 5, 30-28. Evanston keeping it real close. 2-point Beaver Dam lead, half a minute to go until intermission. This is Donaldson. To Jens, now gives it to Donaldson. Donaldson just inside the timeline. Beaver Dam's holding for the last shot here. And I don't blame him. Beaver Dam's going to hold for the last shot. Donaldson with 13 seconds left out at the center circle. Jada, 8 seconds. Driving to the free throw line. Step back jump shot off the rim, no good. Rebound for Gentle, throws it ahead, and stolen by Donaldson. 1 second. She get the shot up at the horn. No good. I don't know if it would have counted had it gone, but it was no good. And that is the way the first half comes to an end here at Fremd High School in Palatine, Illinois. Are you having fun, ladies and gentlemen? This has been a dandy, and we're not even close to the finish. We're halfway done. At the break, it's 30-28. Beaver Dam leading Evanston. Let's take a break, and we'll come back right after this on DailyDodge.com. We are at halftime of this showdown here at the Chicagoland Invitational at Fremd High School in Palatine, Illinois. Mike Tronson with you on DailyDodge.com. My engineer and videographer is Anthony Kinsey. And at the break, a 2-point game. Beaver Dam leads Evanston, Illinois by the count of 30-28. Tonight's game brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance agent. Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, and Pine Hills Trucking and Custom Farm Work. So a 2-point lead for the Golden Beavers on the Wildkits at intermission today. We do want to apologize, folks, for the technical difficulties. We've been having some problems with internet connectivity, I'm told by Anthony, who's he's nodding his head here. So we do apologize for that, and we'll hopefully be able to stay with you through the rest of this one, because this has been a dandy so far, and the final 2 quarters promise to be very entertaining as well. But again, we do apologize for any of the difficulties that we have been experiencing. It does happen, unfortunately. All right, let's take a look at the individual scoring from the first half for Beaver Dam. Well, who else? Maddie Wilkie with 19 points. She had 5 3-point baskets in the first half. 19 points, leads all scorers in the game. Also for Beaver Dam, Natalie Jens with 6. In fact, she hit the first 2 buckets of the game, both from 3-point land. And so she finished the half with 6. Paige Jagodinsky with a 3-point basket after coming off the bench. And so she finished the half with 3. Paige Hodgson also with a bucket as she had 2 in that first half. On the other side, who was doing most of the damage for Evanston? It was Ambria Gentle, the Southeast Missouri State recruit, with 17 points, 9 of those in the second quarter. And she's been nearly unstoppable in the post. I mean, I talked about it. If you're watching the video, you see that just nearly every time down the floor, the Wildkits are working it into the post. You know, we're seeing those lob passes to Gentle. And again, she's 6'3", so, you know, other than Paige Hodgson, she's the tallest player on the floor. And she's having her way down there. 17 points for Gentle. After that, not a lot of damage from the other players. I mean, Jayla Turchin with 5. She did have a 3-point basket. Rochelle Olatubasan with 4. A couple of nice drives. Beat the defenders off the dribble. And Kayla Henning with 2 for the Wildkits. So a 30-28 game at half. Beaver Dam is up by 2. But yeah, defensively, I mean, the problem has been stopping Gentle. And that 6'3" frame, certainly she's using that to her advantage. She's got some talent, and the guards are really doing a nice job for the Wildkits getting the ball to her. They're putting the passes, you know, they're putting those passes to her in places where only she's going to go up and get them, generally. So they're doing a real nice job. You got to give those guards credit for, you know, feeding her and making nice passes to her down in the paint. Meanwhile, I mean, for Beaver Dam, I mean, the 3-point barrage continues as Maddie Wilkie with 5 more triples in the first half. She had 5 in the first half last night. She sat in the second half, didn't have to play with Beaver Dam in complete control of that game. But 5 and 8 total 3-point baskets in the first half. And that's why Beaver Dam has the 2-point lead right now. I mean, it's Beaver Dam's 3-point shooting versus the post play of Ambria Gentle, and right now the 3-pointers have the slight edge as it's 30-28 Beaver Dam at halftime. Of course, this is the 3rd consecutive year that Beaver Dam has come down to this Chicagoland Invitational, and the 3rd different opponent that they faced here. 2 years ago they came down and they played Maine West of Illinois and lost that game. I believe it was 40-31. It was a lower scoring game if I remember right. I was not here for that one, but that was one of their 2 losses 2 years ago. The other one was that year was to Hopkins, Minnesota, up at St. Olaf. Last year, Beaver Dam came down here and beat a very good Bennett Academy team from Lisle, Illinois, and beat them by double digits. And right now, here in year number 3, they find themselves in a dogfight with this very talented and very entertaining Evanston, Illinois team. 30-28, the Golden Beavers lead the Wildkits at the break. I want to remind you that we have more Beaver Dam girls basketball coming up on Tuesday night. This coming Tuesday, December 10th, as the Golden Beavers will host Baraboo at the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. That game on Tuesday night will be broadcast on WBEV 1430 AM with coverage around 7 o'clock. Tip time is at 7:15. And then, well, I think we mentioned it last night, Beaver Dam, the girls' game at Wanakee that was originally scheduled for December 12th, next week, Thursday night, that has been postponed and rescheduled for Tuesday night, December 17th. So no game next week, Thursday at Wanakee for the girls. However, the Beaver Dam boys play at Wanakee on Friday night next week. That's Friday the 13th. We'll have that game on the radio, WBEV 1430 AM, with coverage around 7 o'clock, tip time at 7:15. We also will have the Beaver Dam boys game against Menasha on Saturday, December 14th, on video stream here on DailyDodge.com. That game is going to be played at Fiserv Forum in downtown Milwaukee. And that's a 12:30 start on Saturday the 14th, 1 week from today. 12:30 tip-off, pregame show around 12:15. That will be a video stream of that game. Anthony, you coming down for that one at Fiserv? You're not. He's shaking his head no. Boy, that's too bad. That'd be a fun one, huh? It'd be a fun one to go down there and do it at the Bucks Arena. Well, Well, I appreciate you being here today, buddy. That's a 2.5-hour drive down the interstate to get here. But so that's our schedule for next week as far as Beaver Dam girls and boys basketball. The Beaver Dam boys, by the way, do play at home tonight. They will host DeForest in a Badger North Conference game. That is a 7:15 start tonight at the Fieldhouse. So those of you back home, you can make it a double dip today, watching the girls online, and you can head over to the Fieldhouse tonight for the 7:15 tip. The Beaver Dam boys and DeForest, as they will do battle in Badger North Conference play. I know the Beaver Dam Holiday Parade is going on tonight, and that's going to be broadcast on our FM sister station, 95X. So you can tune in for that if you can't make it downtown for the parade. And, of course, a lot of people talking about the Wisconsin Badgers, and rightfully so, as the Badger football team tonight battles Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Bucky trying to play spoiler and upset the mighty and top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Tell you what, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to see Ohio State go down tonight. I don't know about you folks, but yeah, let's see what Bucky can do in that one. But here at halftime, as we are just a couple of minutes away from the start of the third quarter, we've got a doozy, 30-28. Beaver Dam right now in front of Evanston, Illinois. Let's do this. Can we take another break, and then we'll come back, get you ready for the third quarter right after this on dailydodge.com. Set to start the third quarter here at the Chicagoland Invitational. Mike Tronson with you on dailydodge.com. Anthony Kinsey is my engineer and videographer. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us through the technical difficulties we were having earlier. We appear to have cleared that up. And fasten your seatbelts, because the third and fourth quarters promise to be very exciting. 30-28. Beaver Dam with a 2-point lead on Evanston, Illinois, as we get set to start the second half. And in the second half today, Beaver Dam goes away from me down towards the far end of the floor. Evanston will be coming towards me at the near end. Very nice facility here at William Fremd High School. This is a very nice gymnasium. We're up in the balcony, of course, and there's seating in the balcony. They only have the seating on the one side open on top today, but very nice gymnasium. And actually behind the bleachers over to my left, you can't see it in your camera shot, there's actually an auxiliary basketball court there that the teams can use for shoot-arounds and warming up while the games are going on below down on the main court. This is a pretty nice facility, there's no doubt. And I know that they're very proud to host this event here at Fremd High School. All right, Beaver Dam's going to get the ball to start the second half. 2-point lead, Jens will inbound. And she finds Maddie Wilkie, and here we go. Second half underway, still man-to-man defense for Evanston. This is Donaldson driving right side. Now step back jump shot, missed it a little bit short from 10 feet away, and defensive rebound for Ola Tubasin. Here's Henning racing back the other way, and Donaldson just knocks it out from behind. Now the Wildkits will keep possession. And this is going to be Turchin to inbound. Starting five back out there for both teams to begin this second half. Again, third quarter, because again, we're playing 4 8-minute quarters here in Illinois. We used to do that in Wisconsin not too long ago, but personally, I like the 2 18-minute halves. I don't know about you folks, but I think most people that I've talked to. Here's a nice drive in Turchin, underhanded shot. Wow! Jayla Turchin ties the game with a nice move. We're even at 30 apiece. 1 minute gone by in this third quarter. But yeah, as I was saying, I think most people I've talked to prefer the 2 18-minute halves. I can tell you that I personally prefer that, but you know what? We're fine with this too. Here's a three-pointer for Burkhardt on the way. That is high off the rim. It's no good. Rebound is out of bounds, and last touched by Evanston. That's a break for the Golden Beavers trying to untie this game. We're knotted at 30 apiece after the bucket by Turchin. Jens on the baseline down at the far end will throw it in. And the lob finds Donaldson high on the left side. Nice spin move. Puts it up, and no, but a foul. That was a great move. A spin to the 10, as it were, for Donaldson. Looks like they're going to get, is it either Turchin or Gentle down there? Nope. I beg your pardon. They got Ola Tubasin. I was wrong on both counts. Well, it's a foul, first of the half, on Evanston, and Donaldson misses the first free throw. Jada's been averaging right around 10 points a game in the first couple of contests this year. Second free throw, good. So she got one of two, and it is 31-30. Beaver Dam ahead by the slimmest of margins, and we're not quite a minute and a half into the third quarter. There's a post feed right back to Gentle. Double team, she shoots. Off the rim, it's no good. Ball is loose. Hodgson comes away with it. Everything but the finish there, and Beaver Dam had her double teamed. She still almost scored, but the ball rolled off the rim. Here's Jada, right side, back to Wilkie, into the paint she goes, double team there, kicks it out. Burkhardt near the top of the key, drives inside the bubble, bounce pass, Donaldson, 10-footer, right side, off the rim, no good. Offensive board for Natalie Jens. It's a reload. Here's Jens, reverses, missed the shot on the left side, and Gentle pulls down the defensive board. Gives it to Ola Tubasin. Stops at the free throw line, kicks it out to Henning. Here's Kayla Henning, little hesitation move, and now stops and flips it to Gentle near the free throw line, gives it right back to Henning. She backs up, high on the right side. Driving towards the left wing, flips it off. Ola Tubasin has it. Now back to Turchin. Turchin, sidearm pass. Here's a three on the way. Lesman buries a three. Lola Lesman from downtown Palatine. It's 33-31. Evanston back on top by a deuce. 5:32 to go in the third quarter. What did I say, folks? Fasten your seatbelts. These are two good teams going at it tooth and nail. Burkhardt, nice move, missed the layup. She shorted it. Gentle throws it ahead to Lesman. Lesman, guarded by Wilkie, now gives it back to Henning along the left sideline. So a 2-point lead for the Wildkits, looking for more right here on this possession. Donaldson all over Henning, flips it into the post. There's Gentle, and she, nice head and shoulder fake to get it up and in past Hodgson. Gentle now with 19 in the game. It's 35-31. 4-point Evanston lead with 4:49 to go in the third quarter. Wilkie, another three. Off the rim, it's no good. Offensive board, Burkhardt puts it up. No good, and she is fouled. Burkhardt hit the deck. She was really fouled as she hit the deck hard. And Carly getting up, just shaking it off. Carly Burkhart, tough as nails, 10.7 points per ball game this season. And she earned that trip to the free throw line. First one is up, off the rim, no good. Ouch. And now Avery Stonewall checks in, replacing Paige Hodgson. One more free throw for Burkhart. The microwave, as my partner Kurt Call affectionately calls her. She made it. And now another sub is Yegedinsky will check back in, and Burkhart will head off. So 1 of 2 from the line for Burkhart, 35-32. We got a one-possession game as the Wildkits lead it by 3. This is Turchin, left corner, lob pass right into the post, and a foul as Gentle grabbed the pass and then was firing it back up top, but we'll have a foul called. It's going to go on Yegedinsky. That's just the first team foul of the half on the Golden Beavers. We're not quite halfway through this third quarter of play. 4:23 to go in the third quarter. 35-32, Gentle in the post, kicks it up top. Ola Tubasin, ball fake, spins into the paint, now kicks it back out to Henning. Now Henning out near the center circle. Beaver Dam in man-to-man defense. Donaldson guarding Henning. Henning just inside the top of the bubble. Shot is up and shot is in for Kayla Henning. Got the friendly bounce. Henning now with 4 points on the afternoon. 37-32, 5-point lead. Evanston, here's Donaldson. Baseline, missed the shot a little bit short. Ola Tubasin had the rebound and was being hassled, and she got fouled as Donaldson and Yegedinsky were down there hassling her, trying to come up with a steal, and they're going to get Donaldson for the foul. So for Jada, I want to say that's her second. Again, they're not putting the individual fouls on the scoreboard here, so I can tell you the team fouls are even at 2 apiece. They're at least putting that on the board for us. Here's Lesmond. Another 3-ball for Lola Lesmond. That's her second from downtown. All 6 of her points here in the third quarter. Timeout, Evanston, as the Wildkits have an 8-point lead, 40-32. This timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. We'll keep it right here, but all of a sudden, it's an 8-point lead for Evanston. And a big reason for that, I mentioned a moment ago, the 2 threes by Lola Lesmond, the one she just hit a moment ago. And so Lesmond taking a page out of Maddie Wilkie's playbook, knocking down a couple of big threes. Lesmond did not score in the first half. She was held silent. But, boy, those threes were heard loud and clear. And so it's Evanston on a 12-2 run to start this second half. Beaver Dam with no field goals yet in the third quarter. Just free throws, 1 for Burkhart, 1 for Donaldson. And so Evanston, 12-2 run to start the half, has turned a 2-point deficit into an 8-point advantage. Just like that. Well, basketball is a game of runs. We talk about it all the time. Let's see if Beaver Dam can stop the bleeding here a little bit with 3:26 to go, third quarter. Wilkie spinning into the left block. Shoots over Henning. Might have been partially blocked by Henning. Lesmond has the deflection. Here come the Wildkits, but they're on a roll right now. Henning takes the pass near the center circle. Flips it off to Turchin. Turchin now right inside the timeline. Goes off the screen. Now back to Lesmond. Lesmond, post feed. There's Gentle. Kicks it right back out. Henning going to take a 3. Right elbow. Short. And Wilkie has the carom. Here comes Maddie Wilkie. Bounce pass right sideline. Jens going in. Shot is up. No, but she got fouled. So Jens taking matters into her own hands, attacking the basket. And the contact will send Natalie Jens over to the free throw line. Jens started the game with a bang. She had 2 3-point baskets, the first 2 points, or the 2 baskets, I should say, of the game to give Beaver Dam a 6-0 lead. We have not heard from her offensively since that point as she misses that first free throw. was part of a 3-point barrage by Beaver Dam in that first half. 5 of them by Wilkie as the second free throw is good. Beaver Dam still looking for its first field goal of the second half. 2:46 to go, third quarter. It's now 40-33, 7-point lead, Evanston. And here's Turchin to Henning, right corner. Flips it back up, Lesman. Pass was tipped. And, saved nicely by Ola Tubasin. Underhanded shot, counted and one! Wow, Rochelle Ola Tubasin hustling to save that loose ball. And then an underhanded shot. She got fouled to boot. It's a hoop and a harm for Ola Tubasin. I mean, that was some hustle and some athletic move. She's got 6 with a free throw pending. The free throw's up. It's no good. And wait a minute. We have a violation. Yep, we had a violation on the free throw. The shot was no good anyways. Ola Tubasin comes off, gets a nice round of applause as she checks out. 42-33. So the largest lead of the game for Evanston. It's at 9 right now. 2:22 to go, third quarter. Beaver Dam struggling offensively, and there's a steal. Lesman picks off the bounce pass. Back to Henning. Henning now will drive through traffic over to the left side, calling out instructions to her teammate. Henning between the rings, flips it off now for Logan, who checked back in a moment ago. Now back to the center circle. Lesman looking down low. There's Gentle, puts it up over the rim. It's no good. Fighting for the rebound. Who's got it? Logan has it, and I believe she's tied up. Jump ball. The arrow says it belongs to the Wildkits. With 1:52 left in the third quarter. So inbounding will be Turchin, and she finds Henning. Henning in that right corner. Donaldson watching her closely. Henning towards the top of the key, flips it out to Logan. Logan, and had her pocket picked. Now Wilkie ties her up. Another jump ball. This time the arrow is in favor of the Golden Beavers. So the ball's going to go back to Beaver Dam. But the Golden Beavers trailing 42-33. They've been outscored 14-3 in this third quarter. This is Jens. Jens, high on the right, to the sideline for Wilkie. Wilkie off a screen set by Hodgson. To Donaldson, left corner. Here's a 3 on the way. High off the rim, no good. Hodgson, the offensive board, flips it out to Wilkie. Step back 3, Wilkie. Short off the front of the rim. And we're going the other way as we had a whistle and apparently a foul on Beaver Dam. This is going to go on Burkhart. Burkhart with a push. Golden Beavers have been outscored 14-3 in the third quarter. They had a 2-point lead at the break, and right now, Evanston with possession threatening to push their lead up to double digits. It's at 9 right now, 42-33. It's a steal, but wait a minute, kickball. Well, Wilkie was about to head off to the races, but the ball was kicked. And so that is a break for Evanston. Wildkits will inbound, and this is Ola Tubasin in the backcourt. Flips it to the left corner. Nice pass underneath. There's Gentle, layup with the assist from Lesman. Gentle now with 21 points. 44-33, and the lead is 11 for Evanston. 44 seconds to go, third quarter. Beaver Dam has been held without a field goal this entire third quarter. Can they get one late? Here is Wilkie. On the drive, floats one up. Off the rim, no good. Gentle, the defensive board, ahead to Ola Tubasin. Gives it to Lesman. She'll pop a 3. It's short off the front of the rim. Jens has the carom, and then she got fouled. She got run into by Ariel Logan. Ball went out of bounds, but the foul's on Logan. That'll even up the team fouls at 4 apiece with 20.6 seconds to play in period number 3. Now, I know we don't play quarters in Wisconsin, but I can't remember the last time that Beaver Dam did not have a field goal in a given quarter. This is Donaldson, 10 seconds. Donaldson right side being hassled. Wilkie trying to save that pass, and from her knees she does. Back to Donaldson, 4 seconds. 3, Donaldson. Pass is tipped, stolen, and Henning will not get a shot off before the horn. That is the end of quarter number 3 here at Fremd High School with the score. Evanston 44 and Beaver Dam 33. Let's take a break. We're back right after this on DailyDodge.com. So the fourth quarter getting underway. Beaver Dam's got some ground to make up as the Golden Beavers trail by 11, 44-33. Evanston with possession and a double-digit lead. The Wildkits outscored the Golden Beavers 16-3 in the third quarter to take a commanding double-digit lead here in the final frame. And right now, this is Jayla Turchin, guarded by Wilkie out near the center circle. Now Jen's hassling her a little bit. Turchin gets by, and she will travel as she ran into Wilkie, who was trying to take a charge. Wilkie hit the deck. She's okay. And a good job defensively by Wilkie holding her ground. And Beaver Dam will get it. They need a bucket here. They need a field goal. They have not scored a field goal in the second half. Jens, baseline move, right side, ran into traffic. Drives back out, up to the top of the key for Burkhardt. Back to Jens. Thought about a 3, didn't take it. Drives in the paint, and it tipped away, and that's going to be a reach in. That's going to be a foul, and Jens hit the deck. Wilkie hit the deck. And that foul is going to go. It's going to go on Jayana Cobbs, a 5'7" junior that had checked in for head coach Brittany Johnson. Deja Molesky had also started the quarter out there, but she comes off as Gentle comes back in after a brief rest. Donaldson inbounds. Here is Jens. Jens driving right side, puts on the brakes, puts it up, and it is off the rim, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Cobbs. Gives it to Henning. Henning racing ahead. Henning behind the back dribble, almost lost it. She was double teamed, but and then she throws it away. Wilkie intercepts the pass, and Wilkie back through traffic. Left side she goes, bounce pass to a cutting Donaldson. She's tied up, got the ball back, and wait a minute, they call a jump ball anyways, and Beaver Dam keeps possession as the arrow in favor of the Golden Beavers. So we're about a minute and 10 seconds into the final period. It's 44-33 in favor of Evanston. Beaver Dam will inbound on the baseline at the far end, looking for their first field goal since the first half. And a lob pass into Jens. Jens between the circles. Pushes it off to the right elbow for Paige Hodgson. Now to Wilkie, down near the corner. Wilkie driving into the lane, up and under, puts the shot up and in, and finally that breaks the drought. Wilkie scores. She's got 21 in the game, 44-35. Still a 9-point deficit, but maybe that'll get Beaver Dam going a little bit. This is Ola Tubasin, and she is fouled as she was taking it hard into the green painted area. Jada Donaldson just picked up the personal. So, Avery Stonewall just checked back in for head coach Tim Chase and company. Gentle off the inbounds feed, gives it to Turchin. Turchin, left corner on the baseline, guarded by Wilkie. Throws it up to Gentle. Now to Henning. Henning driving near the top of the key, flips it out to Lesman. Lola Lesman through the center circle. Burkhardt guarding her. Lesman, look out. Did she travel? Nope. We had a timeout called. Timeout called by Evanston with 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. This timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. And tonight's game also brought to you by Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance agent, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, and Pine Hills Trucking and Custom Farm Work. 6 minutes to go in the game. It's Evanston 44, Beaver Dam 35. Beaver Dam had a 2-point lead at halftime, 30-28. The Wildkits outscored the Golden Beavers 16-3 in the third quarter to take a 44-33 lead entering the final period. Beaver Dam finally got a field goal a moment ago from Wilkie, and that cut the deficit to 9. That's where we stand right now. It's Evanston 44 and Beaver Dam 35 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So off the timeout, Evanston will inbound. And this is Turchin. Turchin into Henning, and Henning draws a double team in the backcourt. Throws it to Turchin, now cross, and wide open is Ola Tubasin. 17-footer left side, off the rim, no good. Wilkie fighting for the rebound, and it went off her fingertips and out of bounds. She could not corral it before it went out. And so that will be a break for the Wildkits, and Lesman will inbound. That's Gentle. Gentle up to Henning. Henning now. Near the timeline. Flips it back to the top of the key for Ambria Gentle. Now over to Henning. Henning finds Turchin out near the center circle. Wilkie on her closely. 5.5 minutes to play in the game. There's a ball knocked loose. Scramble. Wilkie was on her side, and she got it to Donaldson somehow. Now you got to score at this end. Now you got to get some points and start chipping away at this. And we've got a travel on Jada Donaldson. She was trying to use that old shampoo move. She was trying to use the head and shoulder fake and go up and under, and it did not work. And Stonewall just checked out. Hodgson back on for the Golden Beavers. Full court pressure. Wilkie with a steal. Bounce pass, weak side. There's Jens. Easy layup on the right doorstep. That's how you do it. 44-37. Beaver Dam back within 7 now. 5 minutes to go in the game. Long way from over. We're not used to seeing Beaver Dam trailing, especially by 11 like they were a moment ago, but now they've got it down to 7. And there's a turnover. Gentle didn't like it. She thought maybe there was some contact there, but she lost a pass out of bounds. And Maddie Wilkie clapping her hands, firing up her teammates, saying, let's go. Let's go. We're within 7. You got a chance to cut the deficit down to 5 or less on this possession. Here is Wilkie. To the top of the key. Pushes it out to Jada on the right side. She goes into the lane, floats one up. Got it! Jada scores. Here we go. Jada with her first field goal. It's a 5-point game. 44-39. And now Evanston a little bit flustered here. Donaldson all over Lesman. She steals it. Donaldson with a steal. She stripped Lesman. Here's Jada. Out to Wilkie. Deep three. Off the rim, no good. And the rebound, that is Turchin. And she'll give it to Henning with 4 minutes to go. 5-point game. Beaver Dam has shaved off some of this deficit. They're within 5. There's an errant pass. It's going to go out of bounds, and it should go. Oh, deflected out by Beaver Dam. I thought that was going the other way. Yeah, wishful thinking, folks. What a game, though. I mean, two really, really good teams, loaded with talent, and we shouldn't have expected anything less. I mean, I was excited to get a chance to see this Evanston team, and they have not disappointed. And these Wildkits are good. And there's Ola Tubasin missing the layup. It might have been, it was deflected out, actually. That was Jens, I believe, that got the hand on it. Yeah, this is a fine, fine basketball team. They've won a lot of games at Evanston over the last several years. I was looking up at their records the last several seasons. I mean, they were 24-8 last year. They were 20-9 the year before, 27-4 the year before. There's a ball blocked out of bounds by Wilkie, and again, Evanston will keep possession. 23-6 in 2015. I mean, they have been good. It's much like Beaver Dam because they've been good, and they've been good for a sustained period of time. You know, they're not just a flash in the pan. They were good for a year or two and then, you know, struggled after that. This is a team that has consistently been very good, this Evanston club, for quite a few years now. And they're winning a lot of ball games, and you see why. 3:23 to go, 5-point Beaver Dam deficit. Turchin, and into the post, there's Gentle, kicked it out. Lesman for three, missed it short, rebound Jens. Beaver Dam with a chance to cut the deficit down to 3 or even 2 with a 3-point basket. 3 on the way, Hodgson, short. Wilkie, offensive board. And the putback went in, but they waved it off. Foul before the shot. Let's see who the foul's on. It's going to go on Turchin. That is team foul number 6. Not in the act of shooting, though. It was on the floor, so Beaver Dam going to inbound. Donaldson lob pass into Jens. We have exactly 3 minutes left in the game. Wilkie flips to the baseline. Shot is up. No good for Stonewall. And coming out of there, a defensive rebound for the Wildkits and Henning. One hands it to Ola Tubasin. Now to Lesman. Lesman high on the left side. They go into the post, lob pass, and Gentle blocked out of bounds by Jens. Well, I tell you what, Gentle, for all that she did, all the damage she did in the first half, only has 4 points here in the second half. And struggle a little bit more. Beaver Dam has clamped down a little bit more on her in this second half. It's made a difference. And Wilkie tips a pass right to Jens. Off the turnover, Jens going in for a layup. Missed it, but she got fouled, that's why. And she hits the deck hard. She went crashing into the padding at the end of the court. Well, that's all created by the quick defensive hands of Wilkie. I mean, Wilkie reached in there and deflected that pass right to Jens, who was off to the races with 2:32 left. These are big free throws. Huge. In a 5-point deficit, now make it a 4-point deficit. Natalie Jens, I've got her for 10 points in this one. 44-40. Next one's on the way. Money. That is money for Jens. 44-41. One possession game. There's a loose ball, but almost a steal by Donaldson. Saved, and now Turchin got fouled. Boy, it just helter-skelter as Beaver Dam's pressure causing some fits. Wilkie just picked up the foul, by the way. And that is team foul number 6 on the Golden Beavers. But, yeah, Beaver Dam down 11 points at the beginning of the quarter. They have not allowed a point yet in this fourth quarter. And they've cut the deficit down to 3. Turchin, jump shot. Oh, got the friendly, but I spoke too soon. Turchin scores 46-41. Here's Jada, near the top of the arc, inside the bubble. 17-footer, off the rim, no. And that's Turchin. Jump ball is called as she got tied up on the rebound, and the arrow's going to give it back to the Wildkits. Yeah, Beaver Dam has outscored Evanston 8-2 here in the fourth quarter. And because of that, they turned an 11-point deficit into a 5-point deficit with a minute 49 to go, or a minute 54 to go, I should say. Beg your pardon. This is Henning. Nice pass to a cutting Gentle, and Gentle with a big bucket on the right doorstep. 48-41. Beaver Dam's down 7. They got to hurry. Under 2 minutes to play. Jens driving and got tripped up. They have a blocking foul on Evanston. And right now, Beaver Dam is in the bonus. That is the 8th team foul on the Wildkits. Natalie Jens will go to the line where she hit a pair a few moments ago. Natalie Jen's first one is up. It is good. 48 to 42. 6-point game now. She can make it a 5-point contest. Second one. Good. Wait a minute. And that free throw's not going to count. They called a lane violation on Jada Donaldson. Ouch. That hurts. 6-point game, 48-42. Full court pressure by the Golden Beavers. And this is Henning flipping it to Turchin. Turchin through traffic, and we have what? A whistle. Timeout. Timeout has been called. Timeout has been called with 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining in the game. This timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. We will keep it here. And right now, Beaver Dam trailing by 6, 48 to 42. I mean, a game of runs, as we talked about. Beaver Dam won the first quarter. They outscored Evanston 20-13 to grab a 7-point lead at the end of one. The Wildkits outscored Beaver Dam 15-10 in the second period to cut the deficit down. So at halftime, Beaver Dam led by 2, 30-28. Third quarter was all Evanston as the Wildkits outscored Beaver Dam 16-3 to take a 44-33 lead entering the final period. But here in the final frame, Beaver Dam has outscored the Wildkits 9-4. And Evanston just threw it away, trying to get it in. So that is a huge break for Beaver Dam as Evanston turned it over trying to get it in. So Donaldson will inbound now and finds Wilkie. Left baseline she goes. Puts a shot up, scores. Maddie Wilkie with a quick bucket. 48-44. 4-point game. Evanston ahead, 1:18 to go, and a blocking foul at the other end as Henning was racing down the court, and that's going to be a bonus situation for Henning and the Wildkits. Both teams are in the bonus now. Carly Burkhart picked up the foul, and Hodgson checks out as Stonewall checks back in. Now, even if she makes them both, it's still a 2-possession game. She missed the free throw, rebound for Wilkie. That turned a good foul into an even greater foul. Here's Wilkie now, 4-point deficit. This is Donaldson. We're down to 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining. And a turnover on the part of Beaver. Do we have a foul? Yeah. Illegal screen is the call. Maddie Wilkie got called for the illegal screen. Ouch. They had a chance to cut the deficit to 2 or less. Now you got to maybe force another turnover here if you can. Gentle. They work it ahead. This is Ola Tubasan taking the pass from Lesman. And now Jens tying up. Turchin, jump ball is called. Beaver Dam has the arrow. Now Jens, that's fantastic with 57 seconds remaining. Jens forced the jump ball. She's got her hands in there, and Beaver Dam had the arrow. So the Golden Beavers will have it. Here we go, 4-point deficit. Wilkie at the point, giving it to Natalie Jens. 49 seconds left to Wilkie. Fake to 3, left side. Up to Natalie now. Here's Jens. Racing to the top of the key, behind the back dribble, out to Hodgson. She's open for a 3. Off the rim, no. Rebound tipped and grabbed by Gentle. Throws it ahead. This is Lesman, 32 seconds left. Timeout. Timeout has been called by the Wildkits. This timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. Woo! We catch our breath. 31 seconds exactly left in this thriller, and we hope you've enjoyed it, folks. Beaver Dam trailing Evanston 48-44, and they were down 11 entering this final period. They have battled back, still find themselves trailing by 4 at this point, but the clock right now is Beaver Dam's enemy. The clock is Evanston's friend right now because we're down to 31 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter of this one. Of course, Beaver Dam's last loss to an out-of-state team was their only loss a season ago, and that was to Miami Country Day down at the Naples Holiday Tournament in Florida. The last time Beaver Dam lost to an in-state school from Wisconsin, you have to go back to March 5th of 2016. That was 1,372 days ago. I checked. That's a long time. Let's see what happens here in the final half minute. Bounce pass in. Donaldson with a steal. She's going to go in for a layup. It is counted and one. It's good. A three-point opportunity. Donaldson stole the inbounds pass, went in for the layup, and got fouled in the process. Big-time play by Jada. The UW Milwaukee recruit cuts it to two, and now a free throw to get it to one. Free throw is good. We got a one-point game. 48-47 Evanston, and a quick whistle and a quick foul with 26.5 seconds to play. It's a bonus for Gentle. Hodgson picked up the foul, and she's going to check out. Right now we got a timeout. Timeout on the floor, again brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. We talk about it time after time after time after time, how good Jada Donaldson is defensively. I mean, Kirk Call, my partner who could not make it today, he and I continually regard her as the best defender in the state of Wisconsin. And let me tell you, folks, that play she made a moment ago, that was big time. That was a humongous play to steal the inbounds pass and then not only go in for the layup, but she got fouled and drained the free throw to complete an old-fashioned three-point play and to cut this game down to a one-point deficit. So here we go. Gentle's going to be at the free throw line after the timeout to shoot the bonus for the Wildkits. 48-47. Evanston on top of Beaver Dam by one, and here we go. Gentle, the Southeast Missouri State recruit, with the front end of the bonus. It is good. That is a huge free throw. Now again, she makes the next one. Okay, it's still a one-possession game. 49-47. Second free throw, money. All right, 50-47. Beaver Dam is down three, plenty of time, 26.5 seconds. You don't necessarily have to get a three ball here if you can get a quick two. This is Jens to Burkhart. Left baseline, 15 seconds left, and timeout is being called by Tim Chase and Beaver Dam. Timeout with 15.5 seconds remaining in, dare I say it, regulation. It is 50-47 in favor of Evanston. Beaver Dam, we'll see what they do here. No good. 5.5 ticks left. Beaver Dam trailing 50-47. Wilkie missing the first free throw. Now a second one. Now do you intentionally miss here and try and get a rebound? Kick it out for three. No, she made it. Wilkie makes it 50-48. And there is a ball that's going to go out of bounds. And Evanston turns it over, inbounding the ball with 3.3 seconds left. Beaver Dam's going to get a chance to tie this game, or possibly win it with a three. Oh my goodness, hang on, here we go. 3.3 seconds left. 50-48 Evanston. Jada Donaldson to inbound. Finds Wilkie. Shot is up. Tie game at the horn. Wilkie ties it. And we go to overtime, tied at 50 apiece between Beaver Dam and Evanston. Wilkie ties it right before the horn. Let's take a break. We're back after this on DailyDodge.com. Begin the 4-minute overtime period. Beaver Dam and Evanston tied at 50, and Beaver Dam wins the jump ball to begin the overtime. Maddie Wilkie with a shot right before the horn to tie it at the end of regulation. Beaver Dam outscored Evanston 17-6 in the fourth quarter to force the overtime. They trailed by 11 entering that final period. Here's Jens driving, missed the layup, hit the underside of the rim. Gentle has the defensive board. What a thriller here at Palatine, Illinois. Bunch of college coaches here watching this one, and the fans in attendance, they are getting their money's worth. 4-minute overtime, 50-50. We played 32 minutes, we settled nothing. Henning, fade away on the right baseline, missed the shot, rebound knocked around, it's still loose. Jens dives for it and swats it to Hodgson, who underhands it back to Donaldson. All right, we're 1 minute and 3 seconds into the overtime. Nobody scored yet, we're still tied at 50. Donaldson, top of the arc, sidearms to Jens. Jens sets up between the circles. He's watched by Turchin, now back to Jada. Beaver Dam being very patient here. Now Donaldson to the top of the silo. Back to Natalie Jens. Jens. One hands it back to Donaldson. Boy, Beaver Dam just in no hurry here. Very patient offensively. Jens now above the free throw line. Drives into the paint. Kicks it out. Burkhart driving. Whips it back to Jens. Open for three. Left side. Off the rim. No good. Rebound. It's going to be grabbed. A defensive board for Ola Tubasin. And now she's double teamed inside the timeline. Gets it to Gentle. Ambria Gentle right back to Ola Tubasin driving against Jens. Missed the shot. Rebound for Hodgson. Now Hodgson tied up. Jump ball. The arrow says it belongs to Evanston. A little more than halfway through the overtime. We've got about 1 minute and 57 seconds remaining in the extra session. We're still tied at 50 apiece. And a lob pass is into Henning as Donaldson works on her. Now a post lob. Back to Gentle. Shoots over the rim. Too strong. Turchin the rebound. Blocked. Wilkie blocked her. Loose ball. And it's picked up by Donaldson, and she's fouled. Great job there by Wilkie. And Donaldson gets the deflection and got fouled as she was heading back the other way. Jada Donaldson, who had a big defensive steal late in regulation to help force the overtime. Now at the free throw line, and the first one is no good. Ooh, that hurts. No good for Jada, but good news is she gets one more. She can still untie the game. That one is good. 1 of 2 for Jada. 51-50. Beaver Dam on top by 1. This is their first lead since the first half. Since halftime, basically, or early third quarter. There's a nice move by Gentle. Ambria Gentle with a nice spin move on the right doorstep, in for 2, gives Evanston the 52-51 lead. 1 minute 27 to go in overtime. Donaldson near the top of the arc. Out to the left elbow, Jen. She's going to go baseline, and Ambria Gentle bumps her, and will get called for the foul. Yeah, we drove 2.5 hours to get here. Why not play some extra basketball? As long as we're in town, we might as well stay a while. This is Natalie Jens at the line. She gets 2. First one is good. Natalie Jens with a big fourth quarter, 5 points. She's got 13 in the game after that made free throw to tie it. Now she gives Beaver Dam the lead with a second free throw. 53-52. Golden Beavers up 1. 1:07 left in overtime. This has been outstanding. You will not find a better high school basketball game anywhere. And Gentle muscles her way in again. Gentle's got 4 big points in the overtime. 54-53 in favor of Evanston. 49 seconds left in overtime. This is Jada Donaldson. Donaldson with the top of the key. Over to Jens. Jens driving left side layup. Rolls off the rim. It was halfway down, I thought, but it rolled off. Here come the Wildkits. And a whistle and a foul. That one hung on the rim, and it looked like it was going to drop in. And it rolled off. And now Ola Tubasin at the line. Both teams shooting the double bonus the rest of the way. It's 54-53 Evanston. First free throw. Good. Ola Tubasin. She's got 7 in the game. That makes it a 55-53 lead for the Wildkits. And second one's no good. Box out and rebound Wilkie. 2-point game. 26 seconds left. Beaver Dam trailing by a deuce. Wilkie between the circles, trying to set something up. Pass over to Stonewall. Stonewall, right side. 17 seconds left. Back to Jens. Jens driving. Layup. Count it. Jens ties the game. 55 apiece. 8 seconds left. Here comes Henning. 6 seconds. Henning going left baseline to Gentle. Gentle had it knocked away. Loose ball grabbed by Jens on her stomach as the horn sounds. And we're going to double overtime. Oh my goodness. One overtime, not enough to decide this one. 55-55. Beaver Dam and Evanston knotted up, and we're going to double OT. Can we take a break? Let's take a break. We're back after this on dailydodge.com. Beaver Dam and Evanston are tied, and we go to double overtime. They'll jump it at center. This is Ambria Gentle to jump it against Paige Hodgson. 4 more minutes on the clock. 55 apiece, and the tap into the backcourt, and Kayla Henning will grab it for the Wildkits. Who's going to win this thriller? Nice pass. Oh, wide open in the post. Gentle missed the layup. She got her own rebound, and she's fouled on the putback. Oh, she was wide open in the block, but she missed the layup, but she had the presence of mind to stay with it. She got her own rebound and fouled on the putback. So she's going to go to the line. Again, both teams are over the limit, so it's 2 the rest of the way for both of these teams. Oh, my. I mean, I thought that was as good as in. Avery Stonewall checking back in for Beaver Dam. Where the starters almost very rarely leave the court for this Evanston team. First free throw is good for Gentle. Let's see now. Gentle now I got her for 30 points. 30 points. Made the first free throw to untie the game. Second one is also good. All right, so it's 57-55. Evanston on top by a pair. Opening half minute of play of double overtime. Here is Natalie Jens. Jens above the free throw line, spins into the paint, kicks it out. Now Burkhart. Driving right side, head and shoulder fake, puts it up, missed it short. Lesman has the defensive rebound, almost swatted away, but Henning has it. Here comes Henning, Donaldson with her closely. Now Henning sets up inside the midcourt stripe, and they call what do they call here? Referee's discussing it. Was it a foul? Was it a timeout? What do we got? Timeout. So the Wildkits call a timeout, and I believe if I heard the PA announcer correctly, each team gets one timeout in the double overtime. So they are calling timeout here with 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go in double overtime. This timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Let our family take care of your family. Well, regardless of what happens the rest of the way, they're going to be talking about this game for a long time at both schools. And this is exactly why Tim Chase likes to play these types of games. I mean, you're playing a really, really good team. And, these good teams expose what you need to do better. By the way, Paige Jagodinski checked in for Beaver Dam at that last dead ball. Just over 3 minutes left in double overtime. 57-55 Evanston. There's that post feed. Gentle missed the layup. It was in and out, but she got fouled, and they got away from that a little bit in the second half, did the Wildkits, but now they're kind of going back to the bread and butter here a little bit in this double overtime. Gentle connects on the first one. 58-55 in favor of the Wildkits. Another one coming up for Ambria Gentle. It's taking her time. That one is off the rim, no good. That's a big miss because it keeps it a one-possession game. Now Jens flies into the front court. Jens muscles in right baseline. Shot is short. Rebound. They fight for it. Donaldson tied up by a trio of white jerseys. The arrow is pointing to Beaver Dam. So Beaver Dam's going to have it. 2:50 to go in double overtime. Maddie Wilkie tied the game right before the end of regulation. There's a nice pass into Hodgson. Getting a shot off. It is off the rim, no good. And as they fight for the rebound, we're going to have a foul here, but who? Let's see what we got. Not sure who the referee was pointing at. This is actually going to be on Evanston. It's going to go on Lesmond. Lesmond, and at the line is Avery Stonewall. That's a break for the Golden Beavers. I thought maybe he was pointing the other way, but. And the first free throw is no good for Stonewall. Well, free throws continue to be a bugaboo for this Beaver Dam team. They have not shot particularly well from the charity stripe this season. Now, granted, we're only in game number 5, but that's going to have to improve a little bit. Second free throw, in and out, no good. Boy, and that one just the unfriendly rim. This is Gentle up near the top of the key. Over to Henning. Henning, lob pass taken left side by Turchin, back to Henning. Draws the double team. And now they find Lesman, and her pass back to Henning bottled it momentarily. Now draws a double team, but she gets it to Ola Tubasin. 2:26 to go in double overtime. 58-55. Wildkits lead by 3. What a thriller this has been. Ola Tubasin blocked by Jagodinski, out of bounds. I think she wanted a foul because Ola Tubasin hit the deck, but Jagodinski says, get out of here. Just put her hand out and knocked the ball out of bounds. Was talking to her dad before the game. He probably liked that one. There's a shot up. That is no good, and an offensive board for Turchin. And now Stonewall knocks one out of bounds. This is going to be, well, Turchin, nope, she's going to, okay, Ola Tubasan's going to throw it in. Nope. Actually, Henning inbounds. And they find Turchin now up to Ola Tubasan. Jen's working on her with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining in double overtime. 58-55. Beaver Dam trails by 3. Turchin up high on the left. Gives it back to Henning. Donaldson working on her. Now circles the wagons, puts one up and in. Oh, what a move by Henning. That's a backbreaker as Henning makes it 60-55 Evanston. Now Jen's going in for a layup. Missed it, too strong up the rim. Gentle the rebound. Minute 26 left. Here comes Ola Tubasan back the other way. She's going to pop a shot. Missed it. Air ball's going to go out of bounds. Beaver Dam will take that. It'll be Beaver Dam basketball. And now Yagodinsky back in. Jens will throw it in here momentarily. We're just trying to get personnel set. We've got Logan checking back on now for Evanston. 60-55. Beaver Dam trailing by 5, but with possession. A little more than 1 minute to go in double overtime. Wait a minute, Jens launched a 3 and buried it, but they blew the whistle first. And we are going the other way. We have an illegal screen. Let's see. Yes, it was. Yagodinsky called for the illegal screen. So Evanston will get it back, but Beaver Dam is going to call timeout first. Timeout brought to you by Reed Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Let our family take care of your family. And, of course, today's game also brought to you by Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, and Pine Hills Trucking and Custom Farm Work. Mike Tronson back at Fremd High School. Anthony Kinsey is my engineer and videographer on dailydodge.com. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the double overtime. Right now it's 60-55. Evanston on top of Beaver Dam. Back and forth we've gone all game long in this one. It has been just highly entertaining from start to, well, we don't know when we're going to finish. Possibly in the next 67 seconds. We'll see. Both teams have trailed in this game only to come back, take leads, trail again. Two good teams fighting it out. Ola Tubasan in the backcourt, throws it ahead, Gentle. Gentle could have had a 2-on-1, but now we got a push on Beaver Dam. We'll see what we got here. Burkhart picked it up. So Gentle's going to shoot 2. 56.5 to play. First one is short off the front of the rim. And that's big because, again, if she drains the second, we're still talking a 2-possession game. Another one for Gentle. That one is good. 61-55. Beaver Dam trailing by 6. 51 seconds and counting left in double overtime. Burkhart. Over to Donaldson. Donaldson floats one up, banks it in. But Donaldson scores. 61-57. Beaver Dam down 4, 28 seconds left. I think Burkhart just picked up another foul. And interesting to note here that Beaver Dam right now playing without Maddie Wilkie, and I'm guessing that Wilkie must have fouled out because again they're not putting the individual fouls on the scoreboard here, but she would most definitely be out there in this situation as the first free throw is good for Lesman. Here's the second free throw, that's no good. 62-57, Beaver Dam down 5, only 24 seconds left. They gotta hurry. Donaldson. Over to the top of the key, Jagodinski. Step back three, off the rim, it's no good. And the rebound for Ola Tubasin and a foul to boot with 13 seconds left. But yeah, I mean, Wilkie would most certainly be out there in this situation. So again, we weren't able to keep track of the fouls, and I'm guessing that she fouled out, and that's why she's not out there. And the first free throw, no good for Ola Tubasin. One more to make it a 6-point game. And that one is good. 63-57, Evanston leads Beaver Dam, 9 seconds left. Donaldson for three. Off the rim, it's no good. Rebound, grabbed by Logan. She's fouled with 2.6 left, and that will just about do it. What a ball game, but the Wildkits are going to hold off Beaver Dam in double OT. Couple of free throws coming up here for Logan. Kind of a moot point, but first one's up, first one is good. Second one is good. So Logan got them both, and that'll just about do it as Jens launches a shot before the Hornets, no good. And the final today in double overtime, Evanston, Illinois beats Beaver Dam by the score of 65-57. What a ball game. Double OT, and the Wildkits remain unbeaten. They go to 5-0 with a thrilling win over Beaver Dam as the Golden Beavers battled hard, but they dropped to 4-1 on the season. Tell you what, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We'll give you some final numbers, some final thoughts. We'll see if we can get Tim Chase up here for some post-game comments right after this on dailydodge.com.
Number 11, Maddie Wilkie. And from Evanston, number 40, Andrea Temple. Up next, the game featuring the Front Vikings and Crown Points from Indiana.
Mike Tronson with you on dailydodge.com. Final score in this thriller here at the Chicagoland Invitational. It took double overtime for Evanston, Illinois to beat Beaver Dam by the score of 65-57. We'll see if we can get Beaver Dam head coach Tim Chase up here momentarily for some post-game comments. Wow, what a ball game this was. And Beaver Dam comes up short in double OT, dropping their first game of the year. Let's run down the final individual scoring from this one. For Evanston, the Wildkits were paced by, who else? Ambria Gentle. She went for 33 points in the game. She was nearly unstoppable in the post. A game-high 33 for Ambria Gentle. It was Jayla Turchin with 9 in this ball game. 8 points for Rochelle Olatubasan. 7 for Lola Lesmond. Kayla Henning with 6 in this one, and Ariel Logan rounded out the scoring with 2. Meanwhile, for Beaver Dam, how about Maddie Wilkie with 26 in the effort. 19 of those came in the first half. 16 points for Natalie Jen. She was also in double figures for the Golden Beavers. 9 points for Jada Donaldson. 3 points for Paige Jagodinsky, had a 3-point basket early. 2 points for Paige Hodgson. And I've got Carly Burkhart with a free throw as she finished with 1. We talked about it all through the broadcast. Basketball's a game of runs, and we saw runs and lead changes, ebbs and flows in this game like you wouldn't believe. Beaver Dam, we'll run it through. If you're just joining us or want to get reset on this one, Beaver Dam won the first quarter. They outscored Evanston 20-13, had a 7-point lead after 1. Evanston closed the gap in the second period, outscoring Beaver Dam 15-10. So at halftime, we had a 2-point game, 30-28. Beaver Dam was up by 2 at the break. Then things really got wild. In the third quarter, it was all Evanston. As the Wildkits outscored Beaver Dam 16-3, they turned their 2-point halftime deficit into an 11-point 44-33 lead after 3 periods. In the fourth quarter, shifted again. In the fourth quarter, Beaver Dam outscored Evanston 17-6. To tie the game and force overtime, Maddie Wilkie with a baseline shot right before the horn at the end of regulation forces overtime. We go in there tied at 50. First overtime, each team scores 5 points. We're knotted at 55. We go to double overtime, and in double overtime, it was Evanston outscoring Beaver Dam 10-2 to win this game 65-57. And in the double overtime, Ambria Gentle with 4 more free throws to help seal the deal for the Wildkits. As I said, Evanston now 5-0 on the young season. Beaver Dam drops to 4-1. And we've got Tim Chase coming up here. We're going to pass along a headset. We'll have him grab a seat here. Thanks for coming up, Tim. I'll give you a headset here. We'll get you all set. I'm going to turn you on here. All right, have a seat there, buddy. And we'll face the camera here a little bit. But thanks for coming up, Tim. What a doozy of a game. I haven't seen one like this in quite some time. You come up on the short end. I know that's tough, but your girls certainly battled so very hard, tooth and nail, against a really good team. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's like Hopkins a couple years ago.
It was, wasn't it? It was, yeah.
Gosh, we got off to a good start offensively. I really liked the way we were playing defensively. We just weren't getting it done in the first half. And then the third quarter really struggled for us scoring. I thought we were getting pretty good looks. I didn't feel like we were turning it over a lot, but some of the illegal screen calls obviously hurt us a lot. We had multiples of those. We'll have to go back to the tape and kind of see that a little bit and see what we're doing wrong and see if we can fix that a little bit. But I thought the officiating overall was pretty good. So I'm not going to say that was the reason why we lost by any means. Got down, battled back, tied it up, had some good opportunities, went to second overtime, and obviously Maddie fouling out hurt us a little bit there as well. But some other kids, we just got to be more consistent. I like our team. I like our attitude. It hurts a lot right now. We want to do well, especially after fighting back. And you're going to get games like this. You got to find a way to get it done. And it's hard because it's a team we don't know probably as well as we'd like to, just because they're out of state team. But you got to make plays down the stretch, and we made a lot, but just not enough.
Are you one of those guys, Tim, and I imagine you probably are, that subscribes to the attitude that you learn more from a double overtime loss to Evanston versus maybe the 87-10 win you had last night?
Well, absolutely. I obviously would have liked a double overtime win, though, because we would have learned just as much and been a little bit happier right now.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you play these games to get better. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is get better. That's why we schedule these games out of state against good teams. Evanston's got multiple Division I kids on their team. Post player played really well. We tried some different things. We just didn't do a good enough job at it. We tried to change some things up at the first half. I know everybody's probably thinking we didn't change anything. We actually tried to, but we just didn't execute it very well. Which that's partly on our strategy and partly on we just got to play a little bit better at times. So.
Yeah, number 40, Embria Gentle. I had her for 33. She's a tough customer, isn't she? She is tough.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we just didn't. We weren't quite physical enough and just didn't get it done at times. So we made a good run at them. We did a good job on some of their other kids that are pretty good players, like 54 and 23 and 24, and some of those.
Yeah, you did.
24 had a couple big threes to start the second half, and that made us a little gun shy too on a few of those things. But yeah, we got to find a way to do better because we'll see other post players like that this year as well.
What was the third quarter? You really struggled there. What was going on in the third quarter?
We were getting good shots. I thought we were getting good looks. We had a couple of pretty enclosed shots for layups. A couple that were kind of uncontested even, and we had a couple passes inside that they just rolled around. Didn't make our threes. Weren't really creating the steals to get the easy transition hoops. I think we got to the line and only made half our free throws. We have 3 in the third quarter.
Three in the third quarter.
Yeah,
correct.
that's just. I mean, we just didn't. We just didn't get enough shots to go in. I mean, but that's the things you just can't have happen. You got to find a way to make in your close shots and get things like that. The one thing this team took away from us because of their size is we weren't really able to have a lot of advantages inside with our posts that we can a lot of times, just because of their size and how talented they were inside. So that was one thing that we weren't going to be able to do that we could do against a lot of other teams.
Right. Well, boy, threes, again, were raining down early for you guys today. I know free throws were a bit of a bugaboo, and we've talked about that a little bit, but, I mean, in the end here, I mean, you got I had you for, well, as far as the threes go in the first half, I mean, Wilkie had 5 more, and Jens had a couple to start the game, bang, bang, and you had, was it Hodgson where we had a 3 there? Let's see here. Yeah, Yegedinsky, I'm sorry, Yegedinsky had a 3. So long-range shooting is the last couple nights has been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting good looks. Like I said, we just gotta make a few more shots and be a little more consistent. I mean, it was defensively really tonight. It was the difference that cost. Obviously, we only scored 3 in the third quarter, but we had to be better on defense. A few plays that we just didn't make. Like I said, we got some steals when we got down. Made some plays. Jada had a huge steal there on the sideline out of bounds play. We got a layup. I think she got fouled on. So we made some plays at times, but just not enough consistently. Yeah, this is a game we'll learn some things from. As coaches, we'll try to get better at some of the things that we did wrong. And like I said, we're going to have more games like this year that we got to get better at.
Yeah, I mean, your non-conference schedule, you go to Minnesota in a couple of weeks, and you've got La Crosse Aquinas in January. So, yeah, you're the tests keep coming, don't they, later in the season?
Mean, we're going to play physical posts like that. We probably won't play as quite of an overall physical team maybe all the rest of the year, but there will be some certainly talented teams that will have other things that we'll have to deal with. But yeah, it's something we've got to get better at. And we knew that, and obviously having Allie and Afton the last few years, we got some new kids in those roles, and we're going to have to try to work on them to get better at some of those things.
Well, now you get a couple days off, you go back home, and then on Tuesday night, right back into conference play. So you don't have a lot of time to think about it, do you?
No, we need to come out next week with a good attitude and get better. It is what it is. The game's over. We lost. Whether we won or lost, we got to come to practice, get better, play a good game Tuesday, and have really good practice the rest of next week, and then play our couple games before Christmas. But yeah, it's like I said, we're doing a lot of things right. I felt like we got better this week from where we were at the first couple of weeks, but we still got a long ways to go to reach our full potential.
Well, last year when you guys were down in Florida, lost that tough one there. I know it kind of fueled the girls' fire a little bit. Can a loss like this, I'm not sure what the mood of the girls is. I'm not down in the locker room with you, but can this kind of fuel the fire a little bit maybe?
We're disappointed. As coaches were disappointed. As players were disappointed. We thought it's a game that we could get today. We knew they were going to present some challenges to us. But yeah, we just didn't do enough to win the game. So it's one of those things that we'll just have to get better. But I mean, regardless, our attitude's got to be coming to practice on Monday and let's improve.
Well, hey, Tim, thanks for coming up, and I do appreciate your insight and your comments, as always. And, boy, what a game today. I'm sorry you came up on the short end, but we'll see you Tuesday night. We'll do it all over again.
Yeah, a couple good games. The game beforehand was a 1-point game, too, with Maine West. They were the state champions last year in Illinois, and got a girl going to Oregon on their team and lost. And, we lost a tough one there to Evanston, who's going to be a pretty tough team this year in Illinois, and they do a lot of good things. They'll be a tough team to get out this year.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep, thanks, buddy.
Travel safe on the way home, all right?
Thanks, Anthony.
All right. That is Tim Chase, head coach of Beaver Dam, joining us on the postgame today. And, of course, Beaver Dam falling in double overtime to Evanston, Illinois, 65-57. And as I mentioned, Beaver Dam doesn't have a lot of time to, think about this loss because they go back home on Tuesday night, December 10th, a couple of nights from now. And Beaver Dam will entertain Baraboo on Tuesday night in Badger North Conference play. That'll be a 7:15 start. That game will be broadcast on WBEV 1430 AM and streaming online at dailydodge.com. So hopefully you can tune in for that one. Again, Beaver Dam's game at Wanakee that was originally scheduled for next Thursday, December 12th, that has been postponed. It will be played instead on Tuesday night, December 17th. So keep that in mind as far as the Wanakee game for the Beaver Dam girls. Not going to be played on Thursday, December 12th. Instead, Tuesday night, December 17th at 7:15. That is going to wrap it up here at Fremd High School. Wow, what a game we just witnessed. Double overtime, and Beaver Dam falls to Evanston 65-57. We want to thank our sponsors that made this broadcast possible, and they include Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Columbus Family Dental, Air Care, Marshfield Medical Center, Beaver Dam, Bayside Supper Club, Lidkey Motors, American Bank, and Pine Hills Trucking and Custom Farm Work. 65-57, Evanston a winner over Beaver Dam in double overtime here at the Chicagoland Invitational. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Do appreciate it. I want to thank Anthony Kinsey, my engineer and videographer, for his good work. And for Anthony, Mike Tronson saying so long from suburban Chicago. Have a pleasant evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This has been a DailyDodge.com sports presentation.